we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. There we go.
Welcome to a Friday, Freaky Friday, Greg Dance Party Friday. Woo!
Happy 13th birthday, Chop.
Look at that. February 29th. Chop turned 13 yesterday.
It's my 13th birthday, man. And I celebrated it with 4 Locos. That's what we do on the west side.
That's a lie.
It is a lie. I didn't have any 4 Locos. I did have Meatloaf, which is pretty much the same.
Is that your favorite band, too?
I like Meatloaf. I would do anything for love, Greg. I won't fucking do that. Won't do that.
We were 1 minute and 7 seconds in before Chop dropped the first F-bomb.
Oh, I forgot we're censored now.
We behave now.
Yeah. Who's that guy?
Dustin's calling his shot. The 18th pick in the draft, the Bengals select Brian Thomas Jr.
Hey, could happen. I mean,
hey, Matt
they
Walker.
Interviewed him. Thank you, Crip. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Matt.
What, Greg? You still haven't sent him his gift card
No,
yet?
dude, I've just been
God, what is wrong with you?
What?
You might as well give it to him at the event at this point.
Right. You might as well give it to him.
No, Matt. I'm sorry.
Hey, you might as well give it to him in lot one.
Look, I had a bunch of stuff I was dealing with. I had to go to the dentist yesterday. These two will tell you. I can't stand going to the dentist. And I'm fine, but I have to go back Monday to get a filling and all that.
Maybe you guys that are younger than me don't know, but you can put mail in your mailbox and send it that way. You don't have to drive it somewhere.
Yeah.
You can put it in your mailbox and flip your little flag up, and the mailman will take it. You don't even have to leave, Greg.
Hey, Matt, because of Matt witnessing my perfect pass to his son Alex one time that made national news. I mean, that perfect pass I threw to his son Alex. Yeah, Matt has already – me and Matt are going to dominate at that fouling event.
Since we do have some combine stuff, some combine news, I've been trying to keep a tracker on Twitter the best I can with shout out Malik Wright and Alameda Views. I totally blanked on his name, but both those guys at the combine talking to these prospects is where I'm getting most of these from. There's been a couple here or there, or the player just says it, talking to someone besides those guys, but they've been good about asking if they've met with them. So I've tried to keep a list of all the ones that I've seen. Defensive ends. And see, my speculation is I have no defensive tackles. Speculation is maybe we're bringing them in for top 30 visits.
Yeah.
We get time with them if we bring them in, in person instead of these 15 minutes, and that's if it's an official visit. Some of these, hey, we met with the Bengals, might be talk to these guys out in the hallway for 2 or 3 minutes, passing by. And these guys are going to say, yeah, I met with them. We don't know all of those. Now, I know Malik put informal, formal on 1 or 2, but not a ton. There was a running back that just said he met with the running back coach. That was probably out in the hallway somewhere. So those things happen. But the list of people that we've at least shown some kind of interest in, and this means nothing as far as we're going to draft these guys because you might look at the list of combine from last year and there might not be a single person we drafted that was reported we talked to. So this isn't saying, oh, we're definitely going to draft these guys. But DNs, we met with Jared Verse, absolute freaking beast. I don't think he's there at 18. But he is going to be 24 years old, I think, or already 24. So he's a little older. That's the biggest knock, but the dude's a freak show.
Yeah.
Chop Robinson might be there. He's a little more raw. Another freak show guy. And
that's my new pick, man, at 18 because I found out the guy's real name, Pork Chop. And
it's not his real name.
No, fuck it. It's his real
Chop
name.
Robinson.
And then they cut it from pork chop to chop, and that's the same exact thing.
Chop,
man.
I thought you immediately.
We're like twins, me and Chop Robinson.
Were you also a 14-pound baby? Because that's why he had the.
I was 10 pounds, 14 ounces. So what the fuck, man? 10 pounds, 14 ounces. I got the 14 in mine too. We're twins, me and that guy.
So, and thank you to anybody that's going to pop in times. I did see a 4.33 for Quinyon Mitchell, but everybody was down on Wiggins because he came in at 173, which is a concern, and he isn't the best in run support, but he just ran a 4.29.
What round did you have him at, Dale?
He's still a first. Like, he's a first. It's just a matter of trying to rank him with the other first rounders. And being 170, last year that guy that everybody liked, that was 167 that went to Washington at 16. I don't know how high Wiggins is going to go. I think he's maybe a better prospect as far as just in coverage. He didn't have, the interceptions that the guy had last year, but he is smaller. Obviously, a very good athlete.
Yeah.
4.29, which DJ Turner ran a 4.26, so second round pick. So I still think Wiggins is a first round pick. I just don't know if I'm going to have him. He's probably going to be closer to corner 4 or 5 on my board when we do our draft guide that comes out next week.
Yeah.
But some other meetings just to get to, and you guys can pop those in as you see them, and I'll pop them up so we can show everybody else.
Right
now. Gabriel Murphy, now he's more of a mid-round. He's got a twin brother. He's the better of the 2 brothers. He was invited to the combine. His twin brother wasn't. I thought that kind of sucks. But tested really well. RAS score was really good as well, which the draft guide may or may not include those, but I'm trying to compile them as we go. We're still trying to get the draft guide out probably Wednesday of this coming week. So Muhammad Kamara we met with, going to be 25, but really good tape, Colorado State guy. Nelson Caesar from Houston, I've got him as more of like a 4th round guy. And then Jalen Harrell from Michigan. He's a little undersized for a DN, kind of does drop into coverage some as like a, tweener of a linebacker DN. I think he's more of a 3-4 kind of guy. But we did meet with him. I got him more as a late round guy, 6-7. Next position, because there was no D tackles that I seen officially. I do know Byron Murphy from Texas had 25 teams that he was scheduled to meet with. If we weren't one of those, I almost guarantee we're bringing him in for a top 30 visit. Be the only reason we wouldn't have met with him. But tight ends, Brock Bowers, that everybody's fascinated with, measured in 6'3", 240. That's good for him. 6'3", 243 actually was right. 6'3", 240. I thought he could come in 6'2", between 230 and 235. So the fact he actually, and then we'll see what he tests like, but the fact that he measured in at that, really good. And Bowers, maybe he's already ran and stuff. If you guys have that, I'm coming home from work, don't have all
look at that
latest stuff.
Wiggins just got taken back to the locker room with a trainer.
That's going to hurt. Yeah.
Yep.
If he's dinged up.
Not good for him. Second rounder.
Pulled hammy, it looks like. So thanks for the update, Mr. Decepticon 62.
Yep.
Want to give
Thank
you
you
your credit
to the chat
there.
keeping us updated.
Appreciate it. Jatavion Sanders, a guy I really like. If you're not, Brock Bowers going at 18, you don't go that route. You go O tackle, trenches, D tackle, whatever.
Yeah.
Jatavion Sanders could be a target in the second if he lasts till 49. I mean, I
don't
think
he makes it to 49.
I think he's like 35th overall on my board. So
yeah,
if he didn't, I get it. But he's 6'3", 245. He's not much different size than Bowers, but I mean, they're both similar, and they're both.
Let me ask you this. I told Greg this is what I felt like. I felt like for this draft, Brock Bowers is like the Michael Mayer of the tight ends for this draft, and that Jatavion Sanders is the Dalton Kincaid. Is that a decent analogy?
I almost think
Bowers
is a tier of his own, but Kincaid would have been Bowers, I think, closer. It was the injury concerns and the age. He's not as young, and he had more injuries, whereas Bauer had an injury last year that kept him out. But overall, there was a lot more injuries for Kincaid throughout college. So, but I mean, he still went in the first round. That's how talented he was. And pass catching wise and explosiveness, I think he's closer to him and Laporta, Kincaid and Laporta. Mayer, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a comparison for Mayer in this class per se. But I mean, I think Sanders would almost be maybe closer to Mayer, but I feel like Mayer is bigger than that.
Yeah.
But I can't remember off the top of my head.
All right.
Well, my phone went off here. We also met with Dalen Holker. A lot of people like Colorado State. Also a little older. Did a mission trip. He was originally at BYU, went to Colorado State. So I got him as like day 3 guy. That could be anywhere from 4th through 6th round to me. Eric All, he's kind of a local. I think Fairfield maybe is where he went.
Okay.
So to high school, somewhere like that, and played at Michigan, then transferred to Iowa this past season. Iowa and Michigan, both put out pretty decent tight ends, especially Iowa, but he only played there one
Got to
year.
be careful of that Fairfield High School, though. You know what we got from Fairfield High School?
Angelo Dawkins.
Fucking oh, okay. But we also got Jackson Carmen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But Eric All, I think he's probably a day 3 guy. And AJ Bauer, probably a day 3 guy from Michigan. He's like 6'6". He's a hell of a blocker, though. He was a transfer to Michigan from Indiana. So Eric All went out. Barner came in this year, won a national title with them. We met with some wide receivers, too. The aforementioned earlier, Brian Thomas Jr.
That's
we did
right.
meet with him.
I should have got my fucking LSU hat for the show. I didn't know we were going to talk about Brian.
Chop is probably going to go streaking if we got Brian Thomas.
I still don't see that. I mean, you could use him because he's
right.
such a really good deep threat and his speed that I think you could still use him this year with T here, and then you have your T replacement for the long term. But as of now, prior to free agency, knowing that we tagged T and not, having needs still at right tackle and defensive tackle before free agency, I don't see Thomas as a realistic option. But let's see what happens between now.
No, if they draft Brian Thomas Jr., man, then this is T's last year.
Yeah, easily.
That'd be the writing. That would be the Dax Hill when we drafted Dax Hill.
No. Also, you could say if that did happen, you could move Chase to the slot a lot more, and that's where Chase wants to play.
Or you could just keep T and sign Malik Neighbors. He's good in the slot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how the hell you jump up and get him, though. Boy, he'd have to have a real shit.
He's
combine.
6'7" on my overall board chop as a prospect.
He'd have to have a shit ass combine, man.
You were talking about meeting players. How, I'll tell you, perfect example. Geno Atkins. He said not once did the Bengals ever talk to him or anything, and look what happened. So,
I think the same thing. Well, no, Miles Murphy met with them. They just didn't.
No, he met with them. Usually when John Ross met with the Bengals, that's when I'm like, okay, this is really going to happen. When a player usually meets with the Bengals, it's going to usually happen in the first round.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about combine meetings. If they have them
in player visit at Paycor.
Yeah. Then you keep an eye on it a little closer. But even then, some of it's a smokescreen. Like you said, there'll be guys that they don't talk to at all because they love them. And there's nothing to check off. There's no injury concerns. They love the tape. They love the size. They love everything about the guy. They're like, I don't even need to see him. I don't even need to show interest in this guy. He's checked all our boxes. We don't need to bring him in for any reason at all. So that happens too. Other receivers, a couple other that were reported. And once again, not all these are going to get reported. They're, we might meet with some of these guys and never know it. These are just ones that we have heard, at least they've met with, or these players have said themselves. Xavier Worthy from Texas. Smaller, but dude is explosive, shifty. Had a broken hand, played through it this year. Helped Texas go to the college semifinal game. I like him. Now you can slide him into the slot right away. And if we took him if he's there at 49, it would be tempting to me. Yeah, he's a second round prospect to me, but I think his talent is pretty good. Now I do worry about his durability and things, just not being great, but not being a real big guy at all. But I think he tests really well. And then Brendan Rice, Jerry's son we met with, I think he's more of he's third round to early day 3 at probably the worst. But he could go in the third from USC. Originally went to Colorado. He's a good player. I like him. Outside, more of an outside receiver, so he's not your slot guy.
Did you see that? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Did you see Sweat's RAS score? Boy, not good. Overall, 4.10. I know.
Every one of those big guys, every one of them, though, the more of your run-stuffing guys, their RAS scores are not good. Now, you note it, whatever, but when you're that big, your RAS score is not going to be that great because you're comparing a guy who's a nose tackle to these guys that are 6 foot, 290, and 300 pounds. Right. You're comparing a 6'4", 366 guy to them. I mean, that's why it's relative athletic score. So he's compared to all the people at his position. It's not specific to nose tackle. So like Justin Rogers from Auburn, who used to be at Kentucky, his was 3 or 4. McKinley Jackson, even though he's only like 6'1", he's like 330. The other run stuffer guy, maybe third or fourth round pick, his is like a 3 or 4 also.
DJ Reader, guess what his RAS score was?
Probably a 3 or 4.
2.97.
Even worse.
Yeah, also
bigger run stuffing types are going to have lower RAS scores. It's not the be all end all. But I will say this while we're talking about it. I'm not 100% sure I would take Devondre Sweat in the second. I love him, but I just want more pass rush personally. I would rather bring back DJ Reader or get Grover Stewart or Malcolm Roach in free agency than draft Tavondre Sweat with second-round capital.
Well,
but he's like, is he worth a second-round pick? He's right. If he's not, he's worth a high third. He's not probably getting to our pick 80 or whatever it is in the third round.
What about Jenkins, man? He gives you a little pass rush, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's a really good run stuffer, a good athlete. I think he's a second-round guy all day. Now, everybody's obviously talking about Braden Fiske.
Fisk, yeah.
Florida State transferred from Western Michigan. He is already 24. He turned 24 in January, I believe. So, and his arms were like 31 inches, so that's on the very, very short side in general. Yeah. But, I mean, his RAS score ended up being a 9.88. So, damn near, almost a perfect RAS score athletic-wise. Just tested like a freak. I think it was a 4.7 that he ran. So,
is he a 3-tech?
Yeah, he would be a 3-tech. I mean, he's about 6'3", close to 295. I think Senior Bowl was 295. I think this week is 293. But I mean, the dude never gives up. Like, I posted a clip on him a while back when I was just going through and watching these guys on the All-22, and it's just like he basically gets blocked by 3 guys, keeps fighting through that, and he's chasing Jaden Daniels 10 yards down the field still. He doesn't stop. And this is a 300-pound man.
Yeah, but, I mean, look, I don't care how motivated Scrappy Doo is going to be and all that. I don't care how motivated that mouse is trying to fight the horse, an old horse.
Trying to fight a whore.
No, a horse.
He said a mouse trying to fight a whore. The fuck, Greg? Kind of show is
I don't care how motivated that mouse is fighting a horse. I'm not ripping on the guy. I'm just saying he's going up against bigger guys. He could prove me wrong. I'm just saying. But then again, Tyler Linderbaum, he's dominant in the NFL. Everybody thought he was too small. Look at him. So,
yeah, I don't have concerns that Fiske's going to be. Yeah, Fiske's going to be a good player. If he goes at the end of the first, now it won't surprise me. I don't want to see him go to the Chiefs. I think he'd be super dominant. Right. And the older thing that don't matter to me as much when you are literally trying to win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow was an older prospect. Did you guys want him still? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous.
Depends on the position somewhat, though, right? A little bit.
Well, and it's just one of those things. If you got 2 guys that you like equally, and one's 21 and one's 24, give me the 21. It's basically Dallas Turner and Jared Verse for me. The reason I put Dallas Turner from Alabama as edge 1 over Jared Verse as edge 1, because I love both their tape. I honestly almost like Verse's tape a little bit better because he's just one of those guys, too, that just never stops. And, like, he will just completely destroy these tackles, and basically the offensive lineman is sacking the quarterback for him because he destroys them. But he's 24, whereas Dallas Turner is 21. Both tested like athletic freaks. Both have been productive at big programs. But when they're that close, give me the guys 21 over 24 when they're both that close. Right. That's the only thing.
That's true.
But they got to be that close. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Who else
Stranger doesn't agree. He says Sweat in a second.
No,
which originally I loved, Newton and then Sweat. I still think that'd be a great combo. But
listen, I'm not going to be mad.
It's starting to grow on me.
I'm not going to be mad if we take it in the second.
No,
I just think with the team we've had and how much we've missed Ogunjobi, I'm leaning toward wanting a more guy that's more able to rush the passer than just a run clogging type.
Dale, I totally agree with you on that.
Right now for the second round.
But is Murphy not going to be there in the second round? We'd have to take him in the first round if we wanted Murphy, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's any way he lasts till 49, especially. I mean, he has a foot injury. He's not testing. Or you're talking about Murphy. Okay, I'm saying Newton. But Murphy, you got to take it 18.
Newton's
Murphy might not make it to 18.
I don't think Newton's
he had a 9
make it there.
over a 9 RAS score.
Oh shit!
He is only 6 feet tall, but we've seen plenty of guys around that size that have.
Dude, like Chop was saying, Aaron Donald,
Geno Atkins.
Yeah.
But that disappeared on me. I know so tight ends, I think we were done with tight ends. Wide receiver, Brendan Rice. So we were on running back. So I don't Will Shipley, I know we met with him. from Clemson. I really liked how shifty he is. I don't know how early I'd take him, third, fourth round. I mean, he's definitely like a high fourth round for me, if not late third. That's just kind of where I see him as. He's not a real big guy, but he's an incredible pass catcher, extremely shifty. If you watch it, if you just would put on a highlight tape here, you're going to go, holy shit, this guy should be the best running back there is. But,
man,
there's more to it than that.
Looking at Matt's comment, sorry to interrupt you, but he said something popped. He's talking about Wiggins. That's not good.
That's not good.
Like ACL.
Is that going to be like a who was the linebacker out of Notre Dame? Supposed to be a top
Jalen.
Yeah. I mean, is that Jalen Smith? Jalen Smith. Is that going to be a Jalen Smith type of thing where you might think Wiggins was he supposed to be a first round pick easily?
Oh yeah, he was top. Wiggins was going to be a first round pick.
So say if Wiggins is there in the second round,
no.
you're not going to get him. Maybe
you don't know what the fuck you're going to get back from an ACL. That sounds like an ACL.
Yeah,
you're redshirting him a year basically. Potentially, if it is ACL, this is all speculation right now.
Right,
on a cornerback.
But if you're redshirting him a year, it'd be tempting if you had Cheeto come back on a 1-year deal.
Right.
And maybe you weren't sold on DJ Turner, but I think the Bengals are.
Right. I think so.
No, the Bengals are sold on DJ Turner.
You can never have enough corners, but yes, Greg.
No.
If the first round talent's there in the second, do I consider it? Yes.
Hey, Dale, how did my guy Kool-Aid, how did Kool-Aid measure?
He was 5'11", 199. So he was listed for my listing I had was 6'1", 195. So he weighed a little more, which isn't bad. Dude, there's a lot of 5'11" guys. I'm just saying the fact he was listed at 6'1", and I thought he was a longer, bigger guy.
Who was that one guy? He measured out like 6'3". I mean, really tall guy, yeah.
I mean, there's Kyrie Jackson from Oregon that I like.
Yeah, I think that was him, yeah.
And then there's Cam Hart that's also 6'3" from Notre Dame. There's some other guys that measured out 6'3", but they're not ones that I have like mid-round, second, third round guys like those two. What's up, Chop?
I'm just – it's not on football subject, but I was just remembering so Greg took me to an FC Cincinnati game the day before my birthday, and we went over to Jeff went with us too. And then him and fucking Joe from Natty Talks, they went over to the what's the name of that? The Bailey, where everybody stands up and cheers and shit. And then they called us over there, and we went over there and we're all cheering, and we don't know the cheers, so we're just yelling, "I'm a soccer fan."
Exactly. But the guy in front of us,
the guy scores, and Jeff's telling Greg take his fucking shirt off, and the guy behind Greg's like,
"This guy was drunk."
Shirt off, and Jeff goes, "You take your pants off, he'll take his shirt off." This motherfucker dropped crowd, boxers and all, fucking dick out. Fucking showing Greg.
This dude was drunk as hell. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, the Bailey, man.
Did you take your shirt off at least, Greg?
No, I don't do anything.
I mean, I feel like the guy showed you the full thing. You should have taken your shirt off.
Like 30 degrees out too, man. This guy's standing there behind us, dick out.
This dude was.
His wife was back like, "Don't do it, don't do it." And he's like, "Fuck it."
And he was with his wife. Oh,
yes. No. And his son was in front of us.
I mean,
it was great.
Was he packing heat?
I instantly love that guy. I tried to get him on the show.
I know you looked. Was he packing heat?
No, it was cold though. It looked like a fucking grub worm wearing a turtleneck.
This dude was
Travis here, who I know Travis also got tickets for him and his wife. There's still tickets available, probably 20 tickets to guarantee seating for the draft event. Now, if you're coming for the Cincy hat portion of the night 2 of the draft event, that's free. You can come get your Cincy hat, hang out for a while. That's from 5 to 7. At 7, when the draft starts, it's a private event because Midwest is closed.
Right.
Like they're closing, going to be closing at 7 or 8 for takeout orders in general. So we can stay and watch the rest of the draft. Reserve seating, there's only so much seating. That's,
and it goes to a good charity. And even us, we all paid for it.
You get your $30. We paid $30, the same as anyone else. And our tickets aren't counted with that 45. There's we had an allotment of 15. So there's 60 total. Either way. So
it's a lot of math.
There's probably 35 of 60 at least, if not 40 of 60. There's 20 to 25 tickets probably left.
Bottom line is hurry up and get yours if you want to guarantee a spot.
But that $30 gets your food too. You get one appetizer. The options are pretzel and queso, or pork rinds for your appetizer.
I heard they're fucking pork rinds.
So
are
one
legit.
appetizer, one meal, so you can get 6 wings and 2 sides, or you can get 10 wings and 1 side, or you can get a barbecue sandwich. I said that really weird. You can get a barbecue sandwich.
Barbecue.
I said that really weird. But barbecue sandwich and 2 sides. So those are your 3 options. You can pick one of those 3 options. You can pick one of the 2 appetizers. Then you get a drink. That can be a fountain drink cup that you keep refilling, or it can be 1 beer. And then there'll still be beer if you want to buy more. But
yeah, you can also get your $1 beer and buy a fountain drink to keep refilling extra.
Included in the $30, it reserves your seating. It gets you the appetizer, meal, and drink. And it also has built in a donation to Project Game Day. So for $30, you're getting your food, your drink, and the donation built in, and you get the reserved seating, because at the event, even at the Cincy Hat event, you'll see reserved on the tables. You can still come hang out, get your Cincy Hat. Take to-go orders will be going that whole time, 5 to 7. But once 7 starts, the store closes. So but thank you to Travis. Thank you to all the people that's already bought tickets. If you're not local, I apologize. I wish you were able to come. But if you're local, try to make it. I'm 2 hours away and I'm going. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
Hey,
trying to help out a good cause. Jolly, I'll answer that in a minute. But Friday for the draft, there will be no show. But I want to answer Travis first because I've had this popped up. So Rook, yeah, I had him like high 3rd, late 2nd already. I think you got to take him at 49. And I think he'll be there at 49. I mean, obviously it's the draft. There's no guarantees. But our guy, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Aroro.
A horror.
Yeah, he had a Raz over 9.5. I liked his tape. There's everything about this guy's upward trajectory. He's only been playing football, I think. He's one of those guys that like started their junior year or something of high school. So yeah, he's played a ton at Clemson still, but starting late as an actual player. So there's still a lot to work with.
Marion Hobby, I know he didn't coach him obviously, but he's got connections with Clemson and all that. So we
took Miles Murphy out of Clemson last year. So I think Rook is definitely in play at 49, along with, if Fiskey's there at 49, Michael Hall, maybe from high. I might be higher on Michael Hall than some people, but I think he should be in play at 49. I'm not ruling out Sweat at 49. So those are kind of the guys, if you're picking at 49 and need a D tackle. Chris Jenkins, as you mentioned, Chop, I think he would be in play still at 49. He needs to be a better pass rusher, but he's already a good run stuffer. He's a great character kid from all reports that are out there about him.
Wouldn't he be a good replacement for DJ Turner had we need one?
Who?
Jenkins.
I mean, he would help in that regard. I don't think he's a true replacement because he's 299 pounds, where DJ Reader's like 330.
Yeah.
Whatever he is now. I know he's kind of, he lost some weight a couple years ago. He might be 325, 330, whatever he is. But so he's not as direct. But he does help with run defense in general. But I think
who's your best replacement in this draft for DJ Reader?
Man, I don't know if there is. I mean,
the best
Sweat, just because he's good at stopping the run and he's a big body. But how high do you take that? I don't know. Why not just bring back DJ Reader if his rehab's going well?
I just don't think he's going to be there at the beginning of the year because that injury and it's his second time tearing that quad. I don't think that his rehabbing is done by the beginning of the season.
And ideally, if you could bring back Turner and get Malcolm Roach in free agency, who we talked about, that's like 26 years old, if that, from the Saints, who had a really good year for them, man, you'd be cooking right there. No. And then I'd say, hey, where's that?
But Louis Anarua, he was talking about Reader. He's like, you really can't replace Reader, really. He didn't want to lose both safeties either last year, but he made it pretty clear that he does not want to lose DJ Reader. But like Chop said here, he's probably not going to be ready for the start of the season. I think they're going to find a way to get Reader back. That's just my personal opinion. But
it sounds like it too. Sounds like they want to bring him back.
Yeah, I want him back. But
I understand, Chop. I understand. And he's not getting younger. So what's his contract look like? Is he going to settle for a 1-year deal?
I'm just saying, we all fall in love with these players and for good reasons, and they're good players. But eventually, guess what? Eventually, they're not going to play for us.
And you need somebody behind him. Even if you bring Reeder back, you do need someone behind him. Tupou's a free agent as well. I don't think Tupou's done enough to warrant coming back again.
Right.
That's the spot that I think you still might draft a guy, but that could be day 3. That could be a Justin Rogers from Auburn I was talking about, and you bring him in as a rotational guy.
The things that you see on Sweat's tape, are those things that are easily fixable with coaching, you think?
Hold on. Since this is about the event, I want to make sure.
Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
Matt. I know we saw yours. If anybody else has questions, I can double check and make sure. But yes, they were telling me some of the people that, and yes, man, I know we have you down, I believe, for 2 spots. I think it was, if that's correct. And then this, and then I'll get your question, Chop. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make sure I answer all these. I still want to get to Amarius Mims, who I put on the thing. I've got some stuff
right
about him.
Our thumbnail.
So it's a bit when you're see. This is the thing when you're doing a show on Monday, and then there's a boatload of stuff, and you got Friday. You got to try to cram a lot of stuff in today. But the draft, yeah. So the plan is to do that on night 1, especially. So the Thursday of the draft, going to do a show. I don't know exactly who will be on, but Iceman is going to come on with me. I've reached out to a few other people. Don't know if either of these – Greg's probably going to the draft event at Paycor. Chop is probably 50-50 right now.
50-50.
Yeah.
And we'll just see. But I've already talked to a couple other people that might pop in. But I plan on it – at least I plan on, and Jeff plans on doing night 1 of the draft with some other guys popping in here and there and things like that. So definitely Thursday. Friday we got the event at Midwest, so we'll be watching there. I don't know if we'll do a show. It's unlikely as of right now just because it's going to be pretty chaotic. But maybe I'll try to record thoughts or something and put it out Friday, from the live reaction thing and post it on Twitter. Something like that.
That's a good idea.
Try to do something. And then Saturday, I know it starts at noon. Depends how drunk I get Friday.
You'll be passed out in Greg's upstairs.
But I love the draft, so most likely I'll probably be on here doing a show.
Nothing will ever take you away from doing that, man. But yeah,
I love the draft, so most likely, and I agree. See, Kieran, our bruv Kieran, is LSU guy, always talking about Mekhi Wingo, and he tested really well. 1 minute, Greg. He tested really well, but I like if I'm going to gamble on one of those LSU guys, give me Mason Smith, dude, 6'5". I know he weighed in under 310, but I think he plays bigger than that. He's probably trying to run. This guy's probably 6'5", 320. And I think he's still got a ton of upside because he hasn't even turned 22 yet. When he was a freshman, he had a really good year. They had an ACL injury as a sophomore in their first game. So last year was he don't look great on tape. Remember Geno Atkins? Took him a year as a defensive tackle. These bigger guys, it kind of takes him a year coming off an ACL. I think if you were able to get Mason Smith in the 4th, Travis, that would be a slam dunk pick.
Yeah.
Because I think his best football is ahead of him, assuming he stays healthy like any other prospect. Sorry, Greg, go ahead.
Commanders, they have released Charles Leno Jr., and this is an intriguing one. Logan Thomas, the tight end. I think the Bengals are kind of linked to him somewhat. He was a project kind of coming out of Virginia Tech, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he's had some moments. I don't know what he did last year. And there we go, Matt popping it in there too.
Look at Antoine fucking with the mic drop.
Hey,
Baller.
Nice, Antoine. Have fun, man.
Have fun, buddy.
That's why I've thought about it, man. I'm still just holding out. You got to bring it to Cincinnati, baby. We need Cincinnati 1 year.
And for the record, Bourbon was the one that texted me about it and all that and stuff. So, Bourbon, you get all the credit for the update on Logan Thomas, buddy.
But he did it in our chat too, Greg.
Hey, that'd be intriguing and all that.
You had it in our chat before you said it.
Yeah, but Kevin Byard got released also. It's kind of funny. Me and Santorio play Madden sometimes, and I can't remember what. I was torching. I think I was torching Kevin Byard. It was something like that in the game. He's just we were like, that motherfucker Kevin Byard. So when it got released, it's kind of funny today. So.
I gave you credit.
But he's a good player.
I gave you credit, Matt.
But Chop, you had a question too. I think about Sweat.
No, my question about Sweat was the things that you see on his tape that kind of make you hesitant to take them. Are those things that you think are easily coachable that he can fix?
No, I just think he is who he is. It's the two-down player style that I I don't know how high I would take it.
Is this an Andrew
He's a
Billings
big
type?
dude. He's not going to be on the field probably at your most crucial moments of a game. He's just not. You know
Is this
what I
an
mean?
Andrew Billings situation? Because remember, Andrew Billings fell in the 4th round because a lot of teams viewed him as a 2-down player. I mean, Andrew Billings was rumored to be a 1st-round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I don't know if there's an injury or something there still too. I honestly don't know with Billings why he fell as far as he did.
Right.
But it is when you're more of a run stuffing kind of guy, it's just a little tougher. Now, I'm not saying I'd be mad if we took Sweat in the 2nd still.
Right.
But there were some people who's like, take him at 18. I'm all the way out on that. All the way out.
On
No
who?
way in hell. Sweat at 18.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Like 2nd round at the earliest in consideration, but because I don't think he gets to your 3rd round pick if you're the Bengals, but I mean I don't hate the player, and I don't think that RAS score. He's a big guy. Yeah, he's not going to have the greatest RAS score. It is what it is. All right, I want to get to Mims, so we don't not get to it.
Yeah,
And you guys fire away with questions, draft questions, whatever.
Anthony was coming back. He was bringing us back to
Thank you,
Mims.
Anthony. See,
Yes.
Anthony's been doing a show. He knows what you got to do here. So, but yes, that is. It's one of the biggest concerns. I'm just going to read. This is a little, once again, snippet into the draft guide we'll be putting out Wednesday. $1 to $5 donation, whatever you're comfortable giving and able to give, but a minimum of $1. If you just got $1, you want to do $1, you Venmo Project Game Day $1, we'll send you the draft guide. We're still working out if it's going to be a Google document, but it'll be electronically either way, PDF, Google document, whatever. And we'll send you the document. It's going to have 230 players that we have, just reports on height, weight, our pros and cons, Santori's final thoughts. So 230 different players, our rankings for each of these players, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's been a lot of work, but I love this. So it's a labor of love. But back to Mims. So 6'7", 340. Those guys haven't measured in yet, but that's the listed. I'm sure he's probably close to it. We'll see what the official is. But he looks it. Dude is just a mountain. But so pros, great build and size, obviously. Captain Obvious here with that one, based on the reported sizes. But he's an agile mover, so he moves well. He moves pretty damn well for a guy that's that big. And then length, he's got long arms. I'm curious to get the official measurements, but everything on tape shows that he's got long arms. Strong hands, I mean, you just see that constantly, just bulldozing guys, on the crack blocks, the down blocks. He does a great job. And then age, he's only 21 right now. So he doesn't turn 22 until October. So you're already, a month into your season. And then he's really good with blitz pickup recognition. And I think that's important for a guy his age with limited snaps, that you see that awareness and blitz pickup ability in his game. So because you always worry about those things when a guy which going into the cons of this player, experience, 8 starts, as Anthony mentioned, only 800 snaps total. That's not a lot. It's not a lot for your entire college career to have 800 total starts. But you see some of the things he's able to do when he's playing that you go, ooh. Because he's very interesting for pick 18. Like one of the most interesting guys out there. Like I would take Fuaga over him, but Latham or Mims is a conversation to me on which one I would take at 18. It really is. And we'll see the rest of this process and how they do, at the combine isn't going to make a major effect. We just don't have enough of Mims. The other thing that scares me is the injury. So he had a high ankle sprain in week 3, and it required surgery. It was tightrope surgery, so he could get back during this season at some point. He got back toward the end of the season for Georgia, played 2 games, and then he started the SEC championship. There's actually film of him playing against Alabama in the SEC championship for the first quarter. First quarter of that game, he looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
Coming off the surgery. So that's a good thing because you're like, okay, he looks good off this surgery. Then he goes out with an ankle injury again. So he just came off an ankle surgery, goes out with an ankle surgery again. I don't know, same ankle? I assume it is. I don't know, but that's concerning to me to have 2 ankle injuries either way.
You know what's not concerning for me? Our proud sponsors, 50 West and Midwest Best Barbecue. Head on down to each of them. They're awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Go back to what you were talking about, Dale.
You got that in right after, Greg.
This commercial break. This commercial break
This commercial break was
brought to you by 50
West.
West and Midwest Best. We like the West.
Yes, we do.
I'm from the West Side.
And anytime with that size, you worry about pad levels. So his pad level's not bad overall, but you do see at times he gets standing up a little too straight out of his stance. So the inconsistent pad level is a con. Difficulty maintaining blocks for an extended amount of time. I think that's just almost a little bit of an effort thing. You just like to see him finish a little more often. Sometimes he's blocked for a while and he's just kind of like, okay, I'm good. And then the guy ends up being part of that play. Now,
Right.
I mean, it doesn't happen super often, but you notice it enough to at least mark it down as a note when you're watching these guys for several games. And then he did have some issues with inside rush moves, the counter moves to the inside, the swim moves on him, and coming into the interior. Now, as far as like moving his feet, getting out, the length, everything, if you're trying to rush him on the outside and the speed, like a TJ Watt typically does, he handles that really well. So, but the inside counter moves and things like that, you do have a little bit of concern there as a con. So, I mean, would I take him at 18 as the ultimate question? If Fuaga's not there and we haven't taken a right tackle, even if we've taken Illuminor on a 1-year deal, I probably would be comfortable taking Mims at pick 18, honestly. But I don't have medical report. I'm not going to have that. The Bengals will have that. It'll check out. But just tape and talent-wise, I think the kid has a chance to be an all-pro.
Hey,
I think it's that good.
Let me bring up Antoine's comment here. He says he doesn't want Mims. The best lineman he sees is JPJ, which is something Powers Jack. Jackson
Powers
Justin. From the tape. I don't disagree. After just saying I don't disagree with Antoine. He says we need to take best player available. He doesn't play right tackle, but he's for damn sure better for the offensive line. And I don't disagree with that, but I have trouble processing in my head that a center or right or a left guard has positional value at 18. Am I wrong, Dale?
It's tough. I don't want to see Jackson Powers Johnson on the Steelers at 20, though.
No.
That scares the hell out of me. So I hope he goes. I really like Jackson Powers Johnson. He's one of the best center prospects I've watched. And he can play guard. And like I said, he's played right tackle in a pinch for Oregon. He's a 1-year starter at center, but, I mean, that 1 year he won the Remington Award and all those, trophies that you win as a center and things like that. So he's an absolute stud as center. I don't have concerns at that. I think they have faith in Volson. They have faith in Karras. I don't know that the Bengals would do this. Would I be comfortable drafting Jackson Powers Johnson at 18? Yes. Over Mims? Not right now. Not when we don't have a right tackle.
Positional value is the only
but
thing.
If we handle that in free agency, then would I be comfortable taking, even though the positional value is what it is?
Yeah.
I would still be okay with taking him because I think he's that good.
Oh, I know we'd get a piece.
But do I think the Bengals will take him at 18? No. I don't. I don't see it. I don't see it when they have Karras and the way they talk about Volson. And they still have Kappa for 2 years under contract. I don't see them taking him. I just don't. I mean, that's just my opinion. But I don't think he's in play as much as these tackles, a defensive tackle. I think they take a wide receiver before they take him.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I do agree that dude.
But I think he's good enough
to take him. Though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan. I just hope someone else takes him. And, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid, like – Fuaga, I would love to have. I mean, Bowers, if we're just going talent-wise, but once again, you get into the positional value thing. But talent-wise, he's fifth overall on my board. So, I mean, I may have to take Bowers just because he's that good if he's there at 18. But Fuaga and Newton, I mean, are definitely people that might have a chance to be there, and I love both of them. And then Verse, like I said, is a freak show. I think he's gone. I don't see Verse getting to 18, but I know we got, and they spoke very glowingly when asked about Miles Murphy. Lou Pitterton talked about Joseph Osai a lot.
Yeah,
he's in the building working his butt off every day. So I think that tells us that they're pretty comfortable with the edge position a little bit, but then they visited with these guys. So I'm not ruling it out because I think Latu, I don't know about the neck, but Latu, I have third of the group. But Dallas Turner, Verse, and Latu are there. You at least have to say they're in consideration.
It's funny you mentioned Joseph Osai because Louis in a room was asked about Miles Murphy. He even went out of his way to bring up Joseph Osai. Yeah,
that's what I said when I was talking about
it. I got
it. When you're watching the combine, if you were listening to I think it was Daniel Jeremiah, I think he compared one of the ends to Trey Hendrickson. I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah, and I still think this is a nice 3 to have in mind. Now, Newton with the foot injury and not working out may not come down the board. You could even toss Byron Murphy in there. I do think Byron Murphy is not too far off from Newton. I still am sticking with Newton higher. I just like the statement.
Well, this has never been discussed either. Do we consider trading back a couple of spots?
I mean, it depends who's on the board. If you've got, we talked about that, I think, one day, maybe Monday or last week, we were saying, if you've got JPJ and you've got Latham and Mims and you've got Newton and Murphy, if you've got 5 guys you really like there, trade down 4 spots.
Yeah. Because I was number 4 trading down last year. People say, "Oh, trade down to the second round." No, I want that 5th-year option in the first round.
Yeah. Did you see
no,
there?
I'm not trading out of the first.
Right, last year is what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know. But I'm saying especially now. Clarify what job.
I was just going to say that that Mr. Decepticon said I know Greg loves Kool-Aid and said he fractured his foot somehow and that's why he's not testing at the combine.
Well, when they did his medical thing, they noticed a stress fracture or something like that, as I read earlier.
Well, hopefully that should heal.
It was something they still hoping to. It might not be stress. Don't quote me on that. Stress. Right. It was something that they noticed in his medicals. But what I read, and this could have changed, but what I read was that he was still going to try to participate at his pro day and then get a surgery and be ready for training camp. So I don't know.
Must be more than a stress fracture if it's surgery.
Yeah.
Stress fracture, you think they'd put him in a boot and it would heal.
Did they test? So, do we know how your favorite, the Alabama corner Arnold, tested?
Man, I don't know any of that yet.
Okay.
I been relying on all you guys for updates. I'll try to. Yeah, here we go. So Terry Arnold right now on the RAS is at 8.37. As soon as I pop that in, 5'11", 189. His vert 37 inches. Broad jump 10.9, which got it's pretty high percentile. 40 only a 5'1", 5'1", 4'5'1". My bad, 5'1". I've been like, damn, he's off the board. But yeah, 4'5'1", 20-yard split, 2.62. So average as far as the athletic testing for him.
Well,
his RAS is still at 8.37 overall as of now with the stuff he's done.
Dale, I'll give you. Here's a good example of someone who has a very high RAS score. Remember Malik Jefferson, 9.77 score. I was so fired up we got Malik Jefferson. What happened with him? They didn't even give him a chance.
He still bounced around the league. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you wonder what happens with these guys because he looked good as a prospect. He had a great year at Texas that last year. He was here before we drafted him. But you honestly, I mean, you just never. It's still a crapshoot at the end of the day.
It is. Right? It is. I'm gonna look at Jordan Battle. He had a horrible RAS score, and he was our best rookie last year.
Yeah. I mean, Henry Ruggs, everybody liked him, and he murdered somebody. He's in prison.
T. Higgins had a bad RAS score. T. Higgins' RAS score was a 4 or 6, wasn't it?
No, T. Higgins. I got T. Higgins because he didn't run a fast 40 and didn't matter at all,
But Nate Wiggins, I guess at least he got to run his 2.9 40, but if he messed up something, that's not good.
Not good, especially hearing a pop.
Yeah, Cam Hart from Notre Dame, as of right now, a guy who I was telling you, Greg, that was 6'3". The other one besides Kyrie Jackson, this is another RAS score I'm seeing from Kent Lee Platt. Math Bomb, by the way, make sure everybody check them out. You hear about these RAS scores, that's the man behind it. The mustachioed marvel. He came on with us post-draft last year. just rambled off Rascore for
Yes.
undrafted. It was the greatest thing ever. But Cam Hart has a 9.82 right now. He also ran a 4.5, but he's 6'3", 202 pounds, all elite. His vert was 39.5, 10.10 broad jump. All those are really high marks. So 9.82 for Cam Hart. I've got him as a third round guy. He is a fun one. Cam Hart in the third would be a fun prospect.
What about at 18? Here's one of our members, Kelly. He says, what do you think about Cameron Kitchens at 18, the safety from Miami?
I think that's too high. I've got him as a late second round guy. If you could tell me I could get him in the third, like we got Battle, then I'd consider it. But I think they're going to go the free agent route, honestly, with the safety.
They literally just said, I mean, look, they literally said they're heavily looking into according to Kelsey Conway, they're looking to free agent safety, which is something we heavily talked about. Can we talk a little bit about Bird, who just got released by the Eagles?
Kevin Byard.
Byard, sorry.
Yeah, he just went to the Eagles from the Titans, right?
Yes.
He was traded, I think, to the Eagles.
Middle of the season, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah, I mean, without diving in and looking how he performed and this, that, and the other, I know he's been a pretty damn good safety over his career. I don't know age. I don't know anything off the top of my head. We could try to look into him and give a little more. We'll see, if the Bengals might have interest. I mean, if they're talking about a veteran safety. I'm high on the Jordan Fuller thing, and I know some people are like, well, he's coming from the Rams. We got a guy from – I think he's a way better player than Nick Scott. When we had Nick Scott in for a visit, I said, who?
Man, the way Nick Scott played last year, I think Greg be a better prospect this year.
Yep.
Another guy I like, and size-wise, he's 5'11", 187. He may end up being a slot, but from Rutgers, Max Melton, 9.65 RAS as of right now.
Yeah,
the size isn't the great, but he ran a 4.3, 940, 2.58, 5.8 or 5. Yeah, I think that's a 6, 2.56, 20-yard split. So 10-yard split was 1.52, all really good. 40.5-inch vertical, 11'4" broad jump. Great measurements for Max Melton.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
Third round guy, round where Cam Hart. I have them close to each other in general. What was it, Greg?
Just reading off Byard's stats last year. Dude, overall 74, PFF grade, run defense 82, coverage 70.3. So he's still performing at a high level.
How old is he?
Age, give me 1 second here, show bio. Age 30 and a half years. So he's born at 17. So come this season, he will be, wait, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So come the start of the season, he's going to be 31 years old.
Yeah, that might be something where the Bengals aren't interested, but he's playing at a high level. Some team might give him more than what the Bengals might be willing to give him. But, I mean, not going to rule him out yet.
Well, he'd probably be a good prospect to have, good veteran presence to have on the team. Maybe that's what they're looking for. We don't know.
Yeah, a lot of these corner RAS scores are really good, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at, but
hey, we were talking about running backs before, and did you talk about Ray Davis? I mean, he met with the Bengals too, right?
I don't think we talked.
I was getting the Will Shipley and then Ray Davis, and then there was one other.
Then we got sidetracked, and we're talking about corners now.
But yeah, Ray Davis, who, if he wasn't, basically turning 25, and I don't know how his speed. I want to see what he runs because his breakaway speed, you see it on tape. Him get caught from behind every now and then when he's in the open field. Yeah, but I love this tape. You guys know that.
Yeah, I figured a lot of people around here probably like him because he's a Wildcat.
Yeah, we know Jimmy would like him.
Jimmy's rubbed one off to Ray Davis before. Most likely.
Oh, man, this is not good for Enos Rakestraw. I got him in the bottom of the first. His RAS score is a 4.79 right now. 5'11". Enos Rakestraw Jr. from Missouri. I've got him as – he's like cornerback 6 for me on my board first round. But this rat, I mean, he ran a 4.54 40, so that's pretty mediocre. He didn't do the vert, or at least he hasn't as of yet. But 4.79, I mean, but once again, T. Higgins, that's always, you can go back to that one right now as long as he's on this team. T. Higgins was in the 4s as well, as Chop said.
That's true.
So it's not the be all end all for your RAS score, but it's just another tool to look at. So I don't know if that will affect Rakestraw, but that's not a great number for him. And then Sandra Still right now is at a 7.65. I know a lot of people are high on him. The size, obviously, we knew was going to be a knock. He played receiver for 3 years at Michigan, by the way. But he's 5'9", 182. His vertical was 40 inches, and his broad jump 10'11". So it shows you the explosiveness. 40 was a 4.47. I don't have any issues with Sandra Still, what he tested at. And everybody that listened to him talk at the combine was super high on him. So now I've seen people say second round. I'm not taking a slot cornerback in the second round right now.
Hey, free agent update. Patriots just cut J.C. Jackson.
Man, remember when everybody – that's one thing with free agency too. It's like, look at all that money he got with the Chargers.
Yeah.
It was like 80, 90 million, something crazy.
Right.
And then they cut him, so he reunites with the Patriots where he performed well previously to get that big contract, and now they're releasing him. So you just never know. Now, but here's the guy. You want to come in on a 1 year, $2 million prove-it deal and see if you can regain form?
Dale, he did horrid. His coverage grade was 30. His run defense was 56. Overall, 34.8, man. He had a horrible year.
Yeah,
sounds like a solid pickup.
Well, that's why I said if he wants to come in on a 1 year, $2 million prove-it deal, then that's obviously.
Yeah, no. Last year he had a 28. I mean, the year before that, his rookie year, he had an 82. But
yeah. So when do the tight ends and stuff test and run? Does anybody know?
Is it tomorrow? No, last year it was on a Saturday because that's when everybody was all over Port Chop's favorite player of the draft, Darnell Washington. Now, I remember it was on a Saturday. And Chop, he's going to get it. Chop told me he's going to get a Steelers-Washington jersey.
Well, I'll look and try to look.
Greg, you must have been delirious when you weren't thinking right when that guy showed you his dick at the FC game.
Chop can't get over that.
No, he can't.
I said, Greg's like, he was so nervous, like standing in front of that guy. And I'm just like, that dude is the best guy ever, man. I told Greg, I said, we got to get him on the show.
Yeah, that'd be well. And then he just whips it out. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
It's today. That's what I thought. That's what I was saying because we already got the measurements.
Oh, it is today?
If we get the measurements and they test, so it's corners, safeties, and then tight ends today. So we will. And then tomorrow is quarterback, running back, wide receiver. And then Sunday is when we get O-line. So we won't get O-line measurements and all that till Sunday. And they're testing. I mean, I'm not super concerned with O-line testing. But it's just measurements. Honestly, those guys I'm not super concerned with for the combine.
Right.
So who's your guys right now? Who do you want at pick 18, you guys? Because I've been doing a lot of the talking.
Look, okay, let me go first here. I believe it's going to be a right tackle. That being said, my pick at 18, if he falls down there, which I don't think, it's fucking Johnny Newton.
Yeah.
That dude is a goddamn beast, man. He will be someone that when they come to play the Bengals, they will fucking game plan for. He will be disruptive.
Yeah.
That's my number one pick at 18, please. At the same time, if Bowers is there with Johnny Newton, I don't know, man.
I hope that foot heals up. I hope the foot heals up and they can work Newton out because I really think he should still be in play. And like Ronald said, the heck with Raz, give me guys that can play ball 100%. Exactly. And I'm not worried that Newton didn't test or what was he going to test. I've seen enough on tape that he's a stud and he'd be a good fit.
But no. Chop, everything you said, I totally agree with. But we got to remember, they are heavily looking at corner at 18. I'm still not going to be surprised if it's a corner at 18. Whether it's Arnold or Kool-Aid. Well, I know Kool-Aid may, or who's that kid? Who's that kid out of the small school, Dale? Who's ranked really high too?
Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo.
Yeah. I mean, don't rule out corner.
Ran a 4.33.
Yeah, Chop. I totally agree with you, but I just want to add on. Don't rule out corner at 18. It will not surprise you.
The only reason I'm saying, and I'm not ruling any position out. The Bengals fucking pull a fast one on us all the time, man. In that first round, they take someone we don't expect.
Yeah, I'm just saying corner there because I was not surprised when I saw interior, offensive line and defensive line, but I was not surprised at all to see corner as a possibility. That did not surprise me.
Although we all know that it's going to be a fucking right tackle.
Yeah. But
unless some
I don't know, though, John. I don't know.
You go get Onwenu, or you feel good enough about Illuminor that you give him a 2-year deal even.
Okay. Right. I can see maybe if someone comes in here free agency and 2 or 3 year deal. I just keep seeing the Bengals giving everybody like 1-year deals every time they come in. So I just don't – free agency is going to figure it out. But right now, before free agency, I just think it's going to be a right tackle. I want Johnny Newton. I want Johnny Newton.
And I think there's enough guys that between that play right tackle, Fuaga plays right tackle, Latham plays right tackle, Mims plays right tackle, Guyton plays right tackle. There's going to be a guy there that you've watched play right tackle. You're not moving him position, and you can bring him in. And even if you have a 1-year guy, you still especially Guyton and Mims. Yeah. I would want more than Guyton and Mims. I would want a veteran still with Guyton and Mims because Guyton, I think, is still a little raw. I don't know how much I try. Hopefully he would just win the job if you take him at 18. Mims, I think he could do it, but the injuries concern me. And only starting 8 games, that I would want to have insurance for that.
I mean, it's not a bad pick, right tackle at 18. We're going to get a good player. He's going to be solid. He's going to be playing with Joe for the next 4 or 5 years. It's not a bad pick. It's just not as flashy as Johnny Newton getting back there and fucking killing Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. And Bull says Newton for me, but he's still on that Cade Stover train, which honestly, I think 3rd or 4th round, I'd be good with it too. I think
if they take Cade Stover in the 1st round, I'm sorry, Tyler.
Well, not in the 1st round. He didn't say the 1st. He said 3rd or 4th. He said Newton in the 1st.
Might like him in the 1st, though. I think that Tyler has been.
Speaking of tight ends, are the Jets going to keep all their tight ends again this year? Or no, I did hear they're going to talk about cutting Uzama. Are they going to keep their 4 or 5 tight ends?
I mean, who else do they? I mean,
Uzama. They have who's the Ohio State? The other Ohio State guy
Jeremy Ruckert.
Right.
They have Ruckert and they have long hair guy now. Used to I can't think of his name, but their starter used to play, I think, for Minnesota.
No, I know. Not Irv
TJ, what's his name?
We tried to get him, but the Vikings just overpaid for him too. The same time with Uzama. I know exactly who you're talking about.
But I think that guy's still going to be their starter, and I think Ruckert's going to be their number 2. So other than that, I mean, Kuntz hasn't proven anything, and Uzama is a cut candidate. So
so I guess not.
I don't think they're as loaded as tight end as what we think.
I guess not, yeah.
Well, I don't want CJ back. He hasn't played football in a couple years.
Yeah, he's barely played, and I don't see it. And I can be a homer. I've barely been a homer. All I did was answer Greg's question.
Yeah.
But Cade Stover, I'd still take in the 3rd or 4th. Just saying. From the Ohio State University.
You like Cade Stover over Ben Sinnott?
No.
Okay. See, there you
go.
I
think they're both not too far off from each other.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be ranked within 20 spots on my board.
They'll probably go in about the same round, right?
Good chance. I could see it. If not, one goes late in one round, they're semi-early in the next is how I would see it.
Yeah.
All right, any other draft questions? No draft questions at all.
There's no more questions.
There's no questions.
Everybody that's watching the show is got all the knowledge they need. They're ready for the draft.
I've done my job.
Yeah,
but I am still trying to sell. I'm still trying to sell draft guides. So
this one's for you, not for me.
For $1 or $5.
This one's for you, Dale.
Or 3 or 4.
OH.
IO. It's not a question.
That's not for me or Greg. Greg's a UC fan. He likes that D4 football.
Taylor Swift.
Is that true, Greg?
Taylor Swift.
You like Taylor Swift?
She's a UC fan now, so.
Well, I'm going to pull a mock draft
Not
up.
a
Should
UC
you dance,
fan.
or
And-
should we save the dance for after the mock draft?
No, I'm too tired for a dance today.
No, you're
Oh
fine.
my God! Oh
He's fine.
my. This is ridiculous.
It's Friday, Greg. That's why everybody's here. That's why everybody stuck around. Let's do the mock,
Okay.
and then Greg will dance.
Because it's hard to top once he dances. It's really hard
know.
to top that.
You can't do show after that. You got to kind of almost just
though.
end the show with the dance.
I do want to get to this because he's mentioned him a couple times. Yeah, I agree, stranger. James Williams from Miami. Now, he played linebacker at the Senior Bowl, but I think he's going to test with the safeties because I seen his measurements, which he measured in already. I think he's 6'3" or 6'4", and he's 231. I mean, I like him. He'll freaking hit you too. And I would agree. The Flowers role is where I like him at. So James Williams. Now, I still think maybe 4th round is where I'd be comfortable taking him. But not bad. Draft and dance.
Draft and dance.
Double
It's Double D Friday.
Double D Friday.
Draft and dance. Double D. Whip out them double D's on Bengals and Brews.
Tell him, Crip.
Yeah.
It's mock draft time. If you smell, well,
What
let's
the
take
fuck, Caleb? Get Caleb Williams.
We're taking Caleb Williams.
We're
everybody.
taking Caleb Williams
Number
for our
who?
backup quarterback.
There we
We
go.
want a
You
quarterback
can't
that
pass
paints
up
his
the
nails.
fucking best player available.
So you guys want a running back? No. How about a wide receiver? How about Brian Thomas Jr.?
I'd be all right with him. Who's on the
I like Troy Franklin too. Interior O-line, there's Jackson Powers Johnson.
yeah.
Just saying. So keep him in mind. Tight ends, Sanders, Bowers is gone. D-line, you've got Newton. So in this one, Murphy's gone, but Newton's still on the board.
That must be that foot that
Corners.
put Murphy over him.
Kool-Aid, Cooper DeJean. So, I mean, those two corners could be in the mix. O-tackle, there's Mims, who we talked about to start this show. There's Guyton. Fatanu, I think, is going to be a better guard. And once again, just don't see us taking an interior guy. He played left tackle at Washington. He's a first-round prospect for sure, but I just don't see the fit for the Bengals, personally.
Yeah.
And then edge, Chop Robinson. So there's his real name, Port Chop.
There we go.
You
Looks
want to
like
pronounce
pork chop
that?
to me?
Mm-hmm.
If you roughly translate the whatever the fuck that is, it means pork chop.
Chop. Yeah.
Demon.
And then
Demon
Braylon-
Onion.
Braylon Trice is severely overrated, and he came in at 245. He was listed at 273. How the fuck do you have someone listed 30 pounds heavier than what they
Yeah.
are? That blew my mind yesterday.
That guy took a real good shit right before he got weighed back in.
And then Darius Robinson, he's 36 on this board. He's not 36. He's closer to like 29, 28, if not higher. And he tested really well, and he's like 6'2" or 6'5", 290. So he's a big dude that can play on the edge and the interior. I mean, I don't think I'd take him here at 18, obviously, but I think he goes in the first round. So if we're just looking at the overall board, Caleb Williams is so dumb. He's going number 1 overall.
You're
He should
right.
never be on this board.
Well, I told you Jalen Daniels would get drafted before.
Moving all the way down
What
to
happened?
20. All the way down to 21. Good Lord.
But to me, it really is. It's Newton. It's Thomas Jr., I guess you at least mention, but I'm not going that route. I don't care what you say, Chop.
Oh, look,
Amarius Mims,
unless they tag Trade T on that tag, I'm not down with a receiver in the first round.
Exactly.
I know you. So to me, it's Johnny Newton, it's Amarius Mims, or it's Jackson Powers Johnson, which I kind of gave my reasons for why I don't think it'll be him.
I feel
and
like
Chop Robinson could be in the conversation, but I think they're high on his side still.
that's my guy. Get Chop Robinson. That motherfucker elite.
So I see
Chop.
Newton. Here was that Jets tight end that we missed too. Comments are going here, but thank you for this, Ronald. Tyler Conklin.
That's who it is. Thank you, Ron.
That's their starter. And then, 5th round. Yes, that's where I would really want Williams as the 5th round for sure. He could be George Iloka if you got him that late. And size-wise reminds me of George Iloka, just size-wise. So if you got him in the 5th, I would like that. That's why I'd be okay with taking him in the 4th, but 5th would be a slam dunk. Holker, I think, is 5th round just due to age and production and injury history. Production was good this year, but overall production with the injuries hasn't been, great year to year. All right.
If you're going by the chat, most of the chat says Newton.
JPJ.
I think
I want to mix it up. We've taken Newton quite a bit. I want to take Mims this time.
Let's do it. I mean, he's on our thumbnail, so fuck it.
The reason to do it, number one, he's on the thumbnail. He was kind of, a little bit of the topic for today's show, among other things. But it's if they go this route of right tackle, pre-free agency, Mims is the best guy on the board. It looks like Bama, the Fuaga's gone, Latham's gone. It's Guyton or Mims. I think I'd take Mims. I just like his tape. I think he could play it year one. So Newton in my heart might have been the pick there. And
that's what I'm saying. Board, like, he's the fan.
On my board, Newton would have been the pick. I have him rated higher.
Right.
Newton, but I feel like Newton is the fan pick, and Mims would be the Bengals pick.
The reason I wanted to go this route, though, was because it seems more likely right now. Yeah, and then I think D-tackle, we're looking at the 4 guys that I have. These are my 4 guys that I have in round 2.
Yeah,
that I would want us to be interested in.
There you go.
Fiskey, Michael Hall Jr., Ruka Roro, and Chris Jenkins.
Dude, I do love Fiskey after watching him in the combine.
Fiskey, man.
I like Chris Jenkins too, though.
I have Hall slightly above Fiskey on my board, but that is strictly due to age.
Hey, Dale.
And it's close. It is close. I'm very tempted to not, to take Fiskey over him anyways. And Rook, I don't have too far behind. And Chris Jenkins, I don't have too far behind. But it's combine week, right? Fiskey just dominated the combine. Yeah. I'm leaning that direction with you guys. I want to get some chat opinions. Greg, sell me on Fiskey. Or what did you want to say, and then sell me on Fiskey?
Fiskey, like I said, like Chad was saying. I mean, I didn't get to, but that's all I was hearing today. Like when I was at work and all that, Fiskey. I mean, this dude looks, like you say, he's athletic. I know people are concerned about the age, but you can't always put age into a factor. It's not like he's 30 years old.
We're trying to win a Super Bowl, and can he fucking play?
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
Hey, we need someone that can play this year.
Yes.
Game 1.
Thank you.
I'm not trying to develop Michael Hall or Chris Jenkins if I have this.
Exactly. We're in a win now mode here.
Jenkins or Fiskey, Tyler says.
And Matt said Rook. And honestly, to me, I would be more down for what I think for this year trying to win the Super Bowl. Fiskey or Rook.
Go to your all one time. I just want to see everybody what's left in the BPA.
Well, my top safety, he's my top safety. I think he's a bottom first, early second guy. I really like Frazier. I've talked about him. If you like JPJ and you want us to get a guy that can play guard center, he's played center at West Virginia. 4-year starter.
Hey, Bill, go to edge rushing. See if that Utah guy is there. I know we're not high on edge, but now he's going. Oh, no. Jonah Ellis.
Yeah, Jonah Ellis. He's a little farther down, but I have him above the 3 guys that.
Oh, my God, dude. Dale, you showed me the tape on him. I thought those were his highlights, and that was just a game. Every single play he was in on. I mean.
Yeah, he was creating havoc. Kitchens, who Kelly mentioned earlier, the safety. I like I said, I'd still be more 3rd round is where I would want to get.
Man, I'll tell you what, if you did go Frazier here and put those 2 first and second round pieces in front of Joe Burrow for the future, that would be nice. I mean,
the future now would be now because Frazier would play left guard or center as a starter for me year 1. He's a 4-year starter. He's ready. He's
ready. He's ready. Yeah, like you said, he's ready.
Daniel Jeremiah actually had him going to the Lions to pair with their center and play left guard. So Jeremiah, was saying, hey, he'll be your center of the future, but you go ahead and get him. You play left guard. If I drafted him, I would say, Ted, stick at center. That's what you're more comfortable to. And I play Frazier at guard, and then he would be my center of the future.
Yep. And hey, if Ted wants to stay in Cincinnati, he already said that he would probably take a pay cut to stay in Cincinnati because he loves the city, but maybe he'd also slide over to left or right guard.
So Frazier's interesting, and I like Dwayne Carter that's down here at 106. I wouldn't mind him in the third, but preferably the fourth. But I think if we're going to take a D tackle, it's got to be in the second. You've got to get one of these four guys in the second. In real life, I don't think they're there in the third, any of the four. I think they all are gone. So,
well, Tyler Bowles is the only one that put in on this one to say.
Well,
Jenkins
and Matt said Rook, but I want to do Fiske. I want to do Fiske if you guys want to do Fiske. You guys said him, right?
That dude motor doesn't stop, like you said.
So let's go that route.
Sounds good to me.
I like these first two rounds now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dude. You just fill needs right there. I mean, two huge needs right there. Bam.
Fistful of Fiske. Fistful of Fiske. Put it on the shirt.
There you go.
It's a good
Mims full of Fiske.
All right. So we haven't done trades. Maybe we'll play around with one of those, Hey,
Jonathan Brooks, the Texas running back, and Trey Benson. Hey.
Yeah, I've got both of those as second-round guys, and here they are in the third.
That corner, I've heard great things about him. And, hey, we love taking corners out of Michigan. We love taking defensive backs out of Michigan.
Oh, you heard good things about him from where? This motherfucker right above me. That's who you heard good things about. Exactly. From Michigan. Talked about how he'd fill in the slot real good if we need a replacement for.
But then again, that's where Dax Hill's probably going to be playing though when he leaves. So maybe that's the only problem I have there.
That's the thing. We don't know where Dax is. And you're right. I mean, that's a good point, Greg, because if they really do think his long-term future is after this season, he replaces Mike as a slot corner.
Exactly.
They move him around this year. They make sure he's on the field because he's talented enough to be getting snaps in multiple spots. But if they really think, hey, that's Dax's long-term spot, why are you putting a draft pick on it? I don't know. But I do really like Sanders still, especially third. I don't like him in the second. I like him in the third. He is only 5'9", but guess who else is only like 5'9"?
Mikey.
So,
Uncle Mike.
What way do you guys want to go? And I'm not a mix and cutter this season. I would like to see him stay and restructure his contract. If we could get him less than $8.5 million, that's a win-win, I think, for both sides. Edgerrin Cooper, man, he has a chance to go late first, and he's still here in the third. And Junior Colson, I think, is a solid second-round guy. Both here in the third. So the top of this board is pretty impressive. But where did you want me to go, Chop? Jump around.
Oh, I was going to say interior offensive line, but the guy, I was just going to see if that guy from West Virginia just happened to still be there, but I knew he wasn't after I saw that you were on best player, and he was ranked at 54.
I will say Christian Haynes, I've got as a second-round prospect also.
Oh, wow.
So Christian Haynes, very good. He's pretty much exclusively a left guard, which is, if you're not a Volson guy, there's your replacement, and I think he'd be really good. And then let's look at tight end. So there's Stover and there's Ben. Ben's down at 134. I think he's better than that.
Yeah. Dusty, I know Dusty's guy from Colorado State. I know he's a later round guy, but that's a guy. Or is he gone? No, he's probably not gone.
But the way this board is at tight end, and I hate doing this because I'm trying to be realistic, but I do think it's realistic that one of those top 5 right there are going to be available in the fourth. And that's
I think so too.
Like I have them, my rankings are Ben Sinnett, then Kate Stover, then Jaheim Bell, then Theo Johnson, then Jared Wiley. But I like all 5 of those players. I think one of them I would gamble that one of them fell if I was the Bengals picking at 80. Especially with Edgerrin Cooper on the board, Junior Colson. And then the running backs, man. The running backs. Jonathan Brooks and Trey Benson are 1 and 2. They're back-to-back on my board. Flip a coin. If Brooks wasn't hurt, he'd probably be 1.
Who's the best compliment for Chase Brown?
Man, I don't worry about that.
No.
As much as other people. Because I think Chase Brown, he was a bell cow at Illinois. He could be a bell cow again if you really wanted him to. But what you should be doing is splitting it 50-50, and I think both guys can do it. And Texas kind of has a running back factory right now.
It's true.
We saw it with 2 guys last year that both produced in the NFL. They can do everything. Yeah. They can run, they can block, and they can catch passes. Benson, I like Benson a lot too. I almost want to go Brooks, but I could be talked into Cooper and I could be talked into Benson. Anybody in the chat got an opinion on this one? Because I think there's a lot of talent right here for pick 80. Kind of last year. Remember when we took Jordan Battle and it was like, yeah, but we signed a safety and we got Dax Hill. Now we're going, thank God we just took Jordan Battle because he was the best player on the board. That could be Edgerrin Cooper.
Yeah, no. I mean, you cannot turn down the linebackers at all.
But I think he goes late first, early second.
Really,
I don't think it's realistic for him to be.
I mean, it wasn't realistic for Caleb to be there at, 18 for us. So this is pretty wow.
But I got a Brooks. I got a Fiske, but we already took him, so maybe that was from last time. I'm guessing it's from last time. But I think Brooks would be fun. And he's supposed to be. That's one thing that helps him. It was, well, how long is he going to be out? NFL Network on the bottom line the other day, I saw it say Brooks should be ready by training camp. So if he's going to be ready by training camp, the kid's got a shitload of talent.
Well, so far the chat's telling saying Brooks.
Well, and Matt and Kelly are members.
Yep.
With the little green marks here along with Tyler.
Since they're members, let them make the pick.
They're making this pick. That's a member benefit
that's
there.
That's a benefit of being a member. You get to make a pick on our mock draft.
Now, but with Brooks, though, I think that's a great pick. Like, I think he's worth the second. But if he's there in the third, and we're picking middle to late third, more middle. But if we're doing that, and he's there in the third round, Brooks, and even if you keep Joe Mixon, I don't care. You rotate all 3 of those guys, and you're set. And you're set going forward with Brooks and Brown. Brooks and Brown, baby. It's a law firm.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, this is just kind of ridiculous, Kyrie Jackson. I got him as a second-round guy. Yeah, Kyrie Jackson is a second-round guy. 6'3", Greg, like you said. He's full of confidence. Man.
Isn't that your safety up there too, Greg?
There's Cam Hart. There's the other long corner right there beside him. Estime, but we took our running back.
Hey, Spencer Rattler. Remember when people thought Spencer Rattler was going to be the next big thing?
He's not bad, honestly, and not for the Bengals, obviously. But fourth round, somebody takes him in the fourth, that's where he should go. And maybe his career back up. Maybe he wins you a game here or there. I don't think he's bad. A lot of people like Jermaine Burton. I'm not as high on him, but he's got speed for days. It's just never really produced, and he draws flags. And I didn't watch the video where he punched a woman in the face after a game that ran on the field when people were storming the field. Probably.
You say that was Burton that did that?
Yeah, the wide receiver. But either way, he might have been justified in it. I haven't watched the video. I'm not going to crucify the guy. I think Santori saw it and said, it was something that probably was deserved almost. But I don't want to say that because I'm not about hitting women. But you know what I'm saying.
I hear you.
I don't know what happened.
I have no comment.
Yeah.
On something that we are not 100% sure even happened.
I am leaning Kyrie Jackson, though, from Oregon. And that's no knock on DJ Turner. Nobody. This is just second-round talent falling to the fourth round. He's 6'3". You talk about it. Don't we talk about, with the safety, James Williams, wanting to have a guy to fill Trey Flowers' role? Boom. Done.
That's true.
Got him. There's our Trey Flowers role with Kyrie. And he can be – I trust him to be an outside corner if Cam or Turner is out.
What about Turner going into – what do you think about Turner in the slot if that would happen?
Maybe his future role, if you say this guy's just too good to But for this year, I use Jackson to cover tight ends.
Yeah.
And then see what I got in him, especially
That's a
while
good
DJ
idea.
Ivy's hurt, because that's the role I was begging them to do for DJ Ivy with his long-ass arms last year. They kept putting Dax in that role, and he's just not big enough. He's just not big enough to cover these tight ends consistently.
Matt says Jackson or Hart.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. Trevin Wallace, God, I love him. Y'all know, man. I post about him way too much, but I literally I was on PFF, and I don't usually check out PFF or do simulators from there. And the man is ranked like 235. That's like a 7th round undrafted kind of rating. And I'm like, how? The dude's 21, hugely productive. He's basically 6'1", 240, ideal measurements. He can do everything on the football field. He's a damn good linebacker. I'd love to get him at some point. Cam Hart does, but so does Jackson. That's the thing. That's what we're talking about. They're both 6'3". So I'm going with Jackson. He's just higher on my board. I've got him a round higher than Cam Hart. I've got him as a 2nd round, Cam Hart as a 3rd. Either of them would be great picks in the 4th. So reality, both great picks. I'm taking my higher guy here. Kyrie Jackson, man. I'm loving this draft. Mims, Fiske, Brooks, Kyrie Jackson. I mean, call it a day. We're done. Now, this one hurts because Ray Davis is still there. Now I'm like, damn it, shouldn't take the fucking running back. We could have had the linebacker from A&M and then taking Ray Davis here, and that would have been even better. But, hey, it's hindsight.
Oh, no kidding.
Can't draft in hindsight. But we're talking linebackers. Cedric Gray, man. Cedric Gray's a 3rd rounder. Now, Trevin Wallace, I do have one spot above Cedric Gray. But just for this, since Trevin Wallace is so underrated, I've taken Trevin Wallace in 20 different mock drafts. I'm kind of leaning Cedric Gray right here. I'm getting no support from these two.
For me? Sorry, Greg put something in he was texting us about having to get a ticket for that St. Tattie's Day, and I was thinking about Kelly, who's getting that fucking tramp stamp. His girlfriend's going to come, so I was telling him real quick, like, you need to get a general admission ticket for her.
Yeah, so hindsight, I mean, and Tyler Davis isn't bad either, but we took Fiske. I don't want 2 of the short arm guys. I like Cowing as a slot. Ben Sonata still, oh, come on, man. That just became a no-brainer.
There you go.
As much as I like Cedric Gray.
Put him on there then. Man, we need
I like Jaheim Bell too, but I've got Ben Sonata higher. I've got him as a 3rd round guy. We're in the 5th. I mean, this draft it's broken. We've killed it.
Well, this is all going to switch up after the combine too. Is this draft board right here?
Yeah.
Isn't it like it's a collection of everybody and how they draft?
It's a collection of a whole bunch of different places boards. So, man, Roger Rosengarten is not a 6. I've got him as a 3rd round guy. He's there in the 6th. And I know we already took Mims, but shit. What's better than 1 right tackle, 2 right tackles?
Yeah.
That's tempting, but I like Tyke Smith. Now, there's your slot corner, if you're not sold on a replacement. I know he's listed as a safety. He can play safety, but he did a lot of slot corner at Georgia. So, and then Cohen, if you're wanting a guy on the interior line, I like him too. We didn't take a linebacker, so we can look at linebackers at this point as well. But I like what's on the board here. I'd be happy with Cohen, Smith, or Rosengarten. Any of those 3, I'd be pumped. But there's Trevin Wallace. I can't pass him up any longer.
Okay.
So maybe I cheated by not taking a linebacker last time.
Yeah.
I got him as a 3rd round guy. We're in the 6th.
Right. Well,
6th round.
Yeah.
And they can shove that B+ right on up their ass because that's an A+.
Stick it up your ass.
Man, Delmar Glaze. I got him as a 3rd round guy. We're in a comp pick in the 6th round now. I don't think I can pass that up either. I'm just going to fire these ones off here at the end of the draft. Greg's disappeared. Greg disappeared and
he's doing that ticket right now.
He disappeared and he's texting you, and you're reading his text.
Did he text me?
I don't know.
I didn't get a text from him.
Yeah. I like Jack Satan. I like Whittington. But for what we need as a slot receiver, I'm going Jaquan Jackson from Tulane. And he's got return ability. So put it on the board. Speed round. We already took one tight end, but Eric All's still on the board here. Eric All, I like McLaughlin at corner. He'd be a good pick. We don't need a second running back, but Vidal would be a good pick. Harris is a decent pick at D-line. Jones is a decent pick at corner, but we already took one here. I don't think we need two in the draft because I still have high hopes for the guy that got injured. I'm going to double down at tight end. It's the last pick of the draft. Eric All at tight end.
All right.
So we'll just hit save so it'll be easier to view. So we went Mims in the first round. He was kind of the topic of the show. We could have had Newton. On my board, would have went with Newton, but Mims, I think, would be a solid pick at 18. Just has
it's
to
probably the way they're going too, you know?
Yeah. All pro potential. Fiske tore up the combine. Could see him going late first. He was there at 49. Wasn't the highest on the board, even at D tackle, but had to go with it. Brooks at running back, I think he's a second-round guy. I think he's amazing. He's only like 20, 21 years old. So Brooks is great. Jackson, 6'3" corner. Would be a hell of a pick in the fourth round. I think he's late second, early third. Sanat, I think, is a third-round tight end. We were able to get him in the fifth. Crushed it.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Trevin Wallace, great linebacker. Glaze, he can play multiple spots. They list him as interior line. He's played left tackle. So, to me, if we got Glaze this late in the draft, you're playing him as your swing tackle. Anybody gets injured, he's coming in. He's played left and right at Maryland. And he's got some ability to play guard. So, and they've talked about him playing center. I think he took snaps at center. Jaquan Jackson, you've got your a guy to compete at slot receiver with, Charlie Jones, Yosavash, however you want to move these guys around. But you've also got a guy with return ability.
Dang.
Neighbors went number 1.
Look at who went number 2.
Dang.
LSU.
This is Kieran's rankings right here, right?
This is probably very accurate.
And then Eric Hall at tight end. So I think that's a hell of a draft, man. I almost want to write that down or screenshot it. I have to go back and do that later.
Yeah, screenshot it.
It's a hell of a
that's a good one
draft.
because our chat helped us. They made some picks.
Hey, just secured my general mission ticket for not getting a tattoo or anything. Just gonna go enjoy the fun.
You know what else you secured?
What?
It's time to dance.
Yeah, baby.
Jeez.
That's from Yo Gabba Gabba.
Also, Greg is getting a tattoo right on his ass since he had it on his ass.
He signed up for the tattoo.
He just don't know it yet.
Right.
What kind of drug were you bringing to slip in his drink? So where he just knocked
For
him
Loco.
out? It's like
here, Greg, have this punch. Have some fruit punch.
It was like A-Team when they did the movie and they put that in Rampage Jackson's drink and just knocked him out for the plane rides. That's what you guys are going to do, but it's going to be a Cincy hat tattoo on Greg's ass.
B.A. Baracus. He didn't want to get on the airplane. Just drink this milk, B.A. You'll be okay. I pity the fool. Boy, Hannibal. How'd we get San Diego, Hannibal? We was in Canada yesterday.
It's BSG Baracus.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. BSG.
Wonder what we're dancing to today.
I don't know. We did Spice Girls last time. And then did we do...
No, the hamster dance was last time.
Oh, the
that damn hamster dance. It's got to be better than that damn hamster
When Kieran
dance.
was on here, I think he did the Spice Girls because of Kieran.
Well, which made sense.
Because Kieran's from Boston, and Spice Girls are from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
It's... The weight kills you, right?
Oh, now I read the Bengals and Brews chat where Greg said, "Can we end the show soon?" I was like, "Hell
yeah,
no."
Right.
I kept going for another 35 fucking minutes.
I know. I just texted back. I'm like, just turn off your mic and camera, get your ticket, and come back. And he gave me the thumb. Oh shit! Make him big, Dale.
All right. I'm going to do Kiss, I Love It Loud.
Kiss. All right.
Kiss? I didn't know we were going to go this route. But...
Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Stand up. You don't got to be afraid. Right now, escape. Good. Good. Shit. Rock on.
Is Gene Simmons doing the singing on this one?
On. I love it loud. I want to hear it loud. 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 I want to hear it loud.
I love the singing.
Yeah.
Turn it up. You know, I got to dig the lyrics. I want to hear it loud. I want to hear it loud.
Oh, we're hearing it loud, all right.
Yeah,
Loud. I want to hear it loud. Why do I hear it loud?
Read Greg the dot bot.
What did I hell no?
He's like, hell no.
Hey, oh, gee.
I've never put Kiss as like a dancing.
No, not really much of a dance. I was more of a shouting. That's
It
it.
was great. Later on, when I'm in the shower and I'm rubbing one off, that's what it's to.
Hey, Kiss, I Love It Loud by 1980. It was on the 1984 album. No, I can do this. Creatures of the Night. Or an 82.
Yeah.
My
What
bad.
are your plans for this weekend? Because you're not going to be able to talk tomorrow after that.
Well, dude, my tooth's bad, so I got a bad tooth, and now
he did that with a bad tooth, everyone.
He did it with a bad tooth.
That's dedication.
with the loose filling. They were checking my loose fill at the dentist. They said, yeah, loose filling. So the lady was cleaning out my teeth. She barely pokes at the tooth, and a part of my tooth came out.
Oh, shit. She broke it. She fixes it, right? That's free.
No. Yeah, so they got to put it. I'm just glad I got there in time so I don't have to get a crown put in or anything. But no, I'm all good. I'm all good.
You ever think of doing like the Paul Wall and getting the grill?
No, and Kirk Cousins, what do you think of Kirk Cousins' grill?
I think you could rock it better.
No, probably not.
It would go good, and then instead of Kiss, you could do like some good, like a good, slow grind, slow jam.
Yeah.
Just be humping, I don't know, Chop's lamp back there or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, can't top that. Oh, there's Chop's grill.
Yeah, Greg, get you a grill. All the cool kids got grills.
Pow wow.
Actually, it's my Ocho Cinco teeth. 85 is always open.
Okay. Dale, send me the link on Twitter. I will go outside and do a dance. I need more space to do this one, but I have to go outside because I don't want to hurt myself in my living room.
So send you the link.
Send me the link on Twitter. Oh, no, wait, no, you can't do that because I need my phone to say, so never mind, you can't do it. Don't do it because I need my phone to listen to music and you guys will be watching, so I can't do it. Never mind. I'll have to record. I'll do some pre-recording sometime.
All right. Well, the neighborhood better get ready for that.
Yeah, they'll just think I'm some. I don't think I'm just doing something. Who knows?
They won't think anything more than they already think, Greg.
Yeah.
Hey, Grip said he can't wait till next Friday. He's excited already.
Thanks, Grip.
Ronald said, right between the eyes. Who dey, Paul?
Bukaki.
Yeah, man, good show. I know.
Yeah.
You know what, Dale? I can do it. I can do it in here.
You can do it.
Chumbo. It's going to be by Chumbawamba. Get knocked down. I was Rob. If you're watching this from work, he remembers it well. But it's about. So you guys know the song by Chumbawamba, Get Knocked Down, right?
You get up again.
There you go. All right, I can do this.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
There we go. I got to play this song.
I get knocked down. But
This is the song I would do it again because I would get hurt I would hurt myself so much they'll make me the winner. Here we go. All right.
They're calling for the dot bot.
Fuck, no, hell no.
Oh, I thought that's what you were doing.
No, Chumbawamba. Here we go.
I thought you were doing the
First
dot
he's
button.
digging his
too.
ass.
To the
What?
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
we'll be singing when we're winging. We'll be
Why are we
singing.
looking at his feet?
Right?
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You want to hear me get me down? I get knocked down, but I get up again. You want to hear me? Come on, it wasn't. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You want to hear me down? I get knocked down, but I get up again. You want to hear me get me down?
You're never going to keep me down. You're going to hear me keep me down.
Yeah.
Pissing the night away.
Piss,
It takes
Greg.
a whiskey drink. It takes a Boston drink. It takes
Pull your
another
pants
drink.
down.
It takes some drink.
Pull
And
your
something's
pants down.
going on with the
Pull
good
them up
times.
again. Pull your
Sorry
pants
about
down.
it with the best
Pull them up
times.
again. Keep down.
Tidy boy.
Vans aren't
Tidy
reopening.
boy.
Greg, you
I
can
get knocked down, but I get up again. You want to ever hear me down? I get knocked down, but I get up again. Down.
Hell yeah, Greg.
I get up again. Keep me down. I get knocked down.
They keep knocking him down.
They knocked the shit out of him. Is Greg, are you okay?
I thought he was just walking away. Yeah,
Greg, you got knocked down.
Greg just did the combine drills for everybody.
I know. Like, Jesus Christ. What's his fucking RAS score? It's like a 9.95.
Yeah, 9.95, and I still got wood.
Greg, your RAS score is a 995, and I got wood off of your feet. Thank you.
Yeah, didn't even know we get free feet.
Yeah, we get free footfinder.com, Bengals and Brews, whatever, man. We combine the two.
Rex Ryan's favorite show.
Greg's going to bed. He won't be awake until our show on Monday.
Yeah, he's going to sleep all weekend.
Right. And we got a good show on Monday, right?
Okay. Wow, Greg. Just wow. Yes, Chop. We have Matt from Cincy Hat. So he's going to talk more about St. Patty's Day event that is coming up very, very soon. What is the date for that, guys?
September 17th. St. Patty's Day is St. Tatty's Day.
The tickets just went on sale.
March
I had to get off
17th, you
camera.
mean?
Yeah, March
You said
17th.
September. You said September. You were thinking of me.
September 17th is Lily's birthday.
Oh.
I fucked it up.
It's my birthday.
Oh, no,
You
that's-
think of me.
Is it
Seven
really?
minutes,
Yeah,
quick
you
clap.
and Lily.
You knew
That's
that.
And
that's
Matt,
Bourbon.
right?
Bengals of bourbon, yeah.
That's Bourbon's birthday.
Oh, Greg, I'm glad that's what Greg associates it with.
No, I was just
Yeah.
thinking that on your birthday, we're getting
Yeah.
your tattoo.
Yeah.
We're going to
I-
kidnap your
Hey,
big ass
Damn it.
and
I'm giving
drug
a
you up
fucking
before
damn.
Loco.
And also, nothing confirmed yet. Tuesday, hopefully something might happen. We don't know yet.
We might have Locked On Bengals
Hey!
on Tuesday.
We don't know.
Maybe.
Possibility.
We don't know. So we might have
We don't
You
know.
never know.
We might
We
not.
also might have Joe Burrow on Wednesday. You never
But
know.
probably not on that.
I mean, most likely it's not. There's
Yeah.
a
But maybe.
0.00001 chance, though. So there's a
Yeah.
chance.
It might be Burrow and Chase even.
Might be Burrow and Chase, and they might also be running some drills for us and going over there. We're going to do a mock draft with Joe Burrow. Maybe.
And
It's
see
a
who he wants to
possibility.
take.
He's going to come on here and do a mock draft with us on Wednesday. 0.0000001% chance that Joe Burrow does a mock draft with us
So,
on Monday.
You're telling me there's a chance.
I am. I'm telling you,
Hey.
there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
All right. Greg needs oxygen, but
And
thank you all for tuning in. Monday, we will have
Lasers.
Cincy Hat Matt. Tuesday, we may have a special Tuesday show. We don't know yet. We'll find out. Probably be able to tell you that on Monday. Supposed to let us know if he can come on or not. All good either way. Great guy. Check out Locked On Bengals. Definitely sign up for your Cincy hat at the Fouling House for March 17th. Even if you're not getting a tattoo, going to be a whole bunch of fun there. It sounds like Pork Chop will be there.
I will.
And our Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Is he getting the tramp
That
stamp?
motherfucker Tyler Kelly's getting that tramp stamp.
Getting Cincy hat tramp stamp because
Tramp
Ted
stamp.
got more votes than Cam Hayward, even though Cam Hayward ended up winning the actual award. This idiot
Yes.
only bet for that. So
Right. Yeah.
fantastic. That
Yeah.
makes it even better, honestly.
I know. It's a lot of fun being friends with morons.
Pot roast tonight at Crips. In
Let's
Myrtle
go.
Beach. Myrtle Beach. So we'll
Yeah.
go to the strip. We'll go down to the strip and party.
Send the Crippler jet. Pick me up.
Yeah, the Crippler jet.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you
Crippler jet.
are local, if you want to get tickets, come to the event at Midwest Best Barbecue for night 2 of the draft. Pizza. Yeah.
Damn. Pizza and pot roast.
You can Venmo Project Game Day. You can check out Project Game Day on Twitter for more details, or it's on our Twitter. Or DM me. I can get you the information for how to get tickets.
You're just trying to get people in your DMs. Oh, okay. Never mind. I mean, yeah, DM Dale.
Unless you're a female, then don't.
Don't do that.
Dick's
Then
only
DM
over
me.
here.
My wife does not check my Twitter. Go ahead and DM me.
All the vaginal pictures.
Yes, I am a fan of vaginas.
But thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday, and we love you all, and we appreciate you.